Hi friends! You're back here with me, Jen, the Taxidermy Witch. And this morning we have been talking about threefold law and the 13 rules of Wicca, and connected right to that threefold law, or the rule of three. There's a word called it's spelled R-E-D-E. I don't know if it's pronounced Rede, or something else, but if you guys know, please let me know how to say it phonetically by leaving it down in the comments for me. I greatly appreciate it. But first, I just want to get started getting readed on it, and say that first we're reading out of the Encyclopedia of Wicca and Witchcraft, the second edition revised and expanded by Rede. And we'll start with Rede in her book. Rede, or Rede, is a code of conduct that states, "And as it harm none, do as thou wilt." It is the cornerstone of modern Wiccan philosophy, and it is one of the few laws that is universal within all the Wiccan traditions. The interpretation of the meaning of the Rede, however, is not universal among Wiccans. Many Wiccans interpret the Rede to mean that one should never perform any action that is harmful to another. Other Wiccans feel that self-defense is allowable, but should be the last means of dealing with a situation. That is my belief as well. Self-defense is okay, but it should be the last defense and something that you've tried other methods of first. That is my personal belief and opinion. Some Wiccans feel that the Rede offers instead to finding the true will of the inner divine, and then following it with compassion toward all. Many Wiccans feel that the Rede is connected to the threefold law, a concept of getting back what one gives out. This law is not too unlike the concept of karma, which we'll also go over right after this. The spirit of the Rede points toward peaceful coexistence. It is reflective of the Wiccan attitude of live and let live. Wiccans readily accept the fact that everyone is entitled to their own religious and spiritual belief. Wicca is not a religion of judging others, but rather one of acceptance. Beautiful. And then it also says, see karma and threefold law. Now, we've already talked about threefold law. If you didn't hear me talk about it, check out the video directly before this. And now we're on to karma, because in my other book, they did not talk about the Rede, or the Rede. So now I'm going to switch on to karma in this book. Again, we're reading the Encyclopedia of Wicca and Witchcraft by Rede, and let's hear what she says about karma. Alright. Karma is the metaphysical law of cause and effect, action and reaction. Its function is to resolve disharmony and to restore balance. Karma does not punish nor reward. It is simply a universal law that reacts to causation until disharmony is eliminated. In a person's lifetime, he or she will collect what is known as karmic debt. According to ancient philosophy, both good karma and bad karma attach themselves to the spiritual fabric of the soul. The thoughts and deeds of an individual during his or her lifetime create positive and negative energy patterns. These patterns are carried with the soul into each physical incarnation. So before, when we talked about threefold law, and in this lifetime you have to pay it back, karma is not like that. Karma lasts, it's part of the soul, and it goes through different incarnations. Okay? So, by saying this again, The thoughts and deeds of an individual during his or her lifetime create a positive and negative energy pattern. These patterns are carried within the soul to each physical incarnation, okay, to each one. Positive energy helps in each lifetime to create gainful opportunities for the individual. Negative energy helps create obstacles through which each lessons are taught in each lifetime. Neglecting to take advantage of either karmic energy pattern, neglecting to take advantage of either karmic energy pattern carries the karmic debt into the next reincarnation. So basically, you can try and burn off all your bad karma in this lifetime by doing good things to pay your karmic debt. Now, if you were able to do that, from what I understand, when you went into your next lifetime, you wouldn't have any of that attached to you. But if in this lifetime you've done nothing but take and take and take and take and take, in the next lifetime, you will have to be a giver. I mean, you're gonna, if you take in one lifetime, the next lifetime, or a next lifetime, you might be someone who's doing, like, something really harsh. Like, you could be a slave, or you could be a servant, or you could be degraded, or, so think about those things. If you're a taker, be a giver, you guys. It's so beautiful to be a giver, and the only thing that can come from that that's bad is your feelings might get hurt. And I say this from personal experience. I give and give and give and give, and I get some back, and these days I get a lot back. But when my whole earlier life, I would give to show people I was a good friend. You should want to be my friend because I'm a gift giver, I'm always here for you, blah blah blah. And man, it just so happens the people that were attracted to me were just vampires, energy vampires, and they're like, ooh, a giver, let's have her be my best friend so I can, be the puppet master. Don't fall into that trap, my lovelies. Because they see you, they prey on you, and they make these narcissists, and then they'll make you theirs. So don't let that happen. But back onto the reading, okay? Positive karmic energy is spent in each lifetime and can be seen as good luck or as good fortune in one's life. Along with astrology, karma sets the pattern for each lifetime experience. That is really cool. I didn't know that. Negative karma is spent through painful lessons and is diminished by selfless acts. In effect, what determines good karma and bad karma is not so much the thought of the deed itself, but rather the intent behind each. Absolutely. Wiccans believe that one should never harm another by any intentional act. This philosophy is reflected in the Wiccan Rede or Rede. Wiccans also believe in a force similar to karma called the threefold law. Video before this, check it out. Unlike karma, the threefold law does not carry over into the next life, but delivers cause and effect swiftly in the present incarnation. Like I was saying, threefold law, going to be this lifetime, swiftly. Delivered swiftly, okay, cause and effect. Karma it is attached to the soul and can transfer from lifetime to lifetime. Okay, now that was a way better explanation than I could have attempted to give you. Plus, I learned a lot in reading that. Yes, so now we are done with this book. And we're on to Raymond Buckland's Raymond Buckland's The Witch Book. Okay? And so, like I said, in this book, he doesn't talk about the Rede or Rede, but there is a section on karma. Let's read it. The word karma means action. It literally translates to action. But according to the doctrine of Brahmanism, Hinduism, and Buddhism, the word karma amounts to, as you sow, so shall you reap. It is related to the concept of reincarnation, wherein everyone passes through a number of lives and in each life atones for the errors of the previous one. What actually occurs after death varies a little with different theologians. If you don't know what a theologian is, it's a person who studies religion. Theologian. According to the Hindu and Buddhist doctrines, a system of rewards and punishments starts immediately following death. Those who have led an exemplary life will enjoy a brief period of joy in paradise. Those who have been wicked will suffer any one of a number of hells as a reminder of what has been done Those who have been wicked will suffer any of a number of hells of varying torment, depending upon the transgressions. But these serve only as reminders of what has been done and foretastes of what is to come. Eventually, all are reborn again and again, either rewarded or punished in the new life, depending on what they had done in their previous life. They experience a succession of lives until the slate has been wiped clean. So until it finally hits a balance. And there's no more good or bad. You're just right there. The concept of karma in witchcraft is somewhat different. There's a belief in the threefold law, and the law of threefold return. Do good and good will be returned, either 3 times or at 3 times the intensity. Do evil, and that too will return threefold, but these returns will be within the current lifetime. There is no putting off one's rewards or punishments. They come about in this life. Now let me just say this. I hope that changes some of your minds. And I know most of my subscribers are wonderful, excellent people, but all people are human. All people lie or do things that aren't exactly perfect. But now that you know this, and now that you know you have to hit some sort of balance before you're actually done, I feel like there'll be this little trigger warning in your head. Oh! Don't want to get too much karma on the negative end. Even the little white lie is some kind of negative karma, blah, blah, blah. Just let the bell ring in your head so that you can start to create the balance of that karma. Get more good than bad, And in my opinion, having more good than bad is not a bad thing. Eventually it'll start to balance itself out. So I just wanted to snippet that in there and say that me reading this to you is going to help you be more conscious of that. I just know it. Okay. There is no putting off one's rewards or punishments. They come about in this life. Obviously, with this belief, there is no inducement to do evil. It is, therefore, a corollary of the Wiccan Rede. And it harm none, do as thou wilt. By consciously harming none as you live your life, you will not invoke any negative threefold return upon yourself. In the Hindu and Buddhist doctrines, the point of reincarnation is to return in other incarnations in order to expiate one's transgressions. When the slate has been totally wiped clean, there will be no further incarnations. In witchcraft, however, the purpose of reincarnation is different. It is for experience. One goes through a number of lives on this earth in order to learn and to experience all things. Only when everything has been learned and experienced will the cycle cease. But each individual life is not dependent upon the previous life, as it is in the Hindu and Buddhist doctrines. So, in the Hindu and Buddhist doctrines, it is saying that one goes through a number of lives on this earth to return and experience all things. Only when everything has been learned and experienced will the cycle cease, but the individual life is not dependent on previous life. So, in the Hindu and Buddhist doctrines, each individual life is dependent upon the previous, meaning, I think, in this life, if I'm a murderer, in the next life, I could be the victim. If in this life I'm a thief, in the next life, could be the victim. If in this lifetime I'm a compulsive liar, in the next lifetime I will be deceived again and again. You know, things like this, so that you understand, this got me here, and this got me here. Where do I need to be from here? So, we talked about Rede or Rede. Again, if you know how to pronounce it, please comment and tell me how to phonetically say it. I would love you forever for it. I love you forever anyway, but... And then we talked about karma. And before this, definitely watch that video on threefold law or rule of three, okay? So, not rule of three, threefold law or the law of three. Okay. So come back, because after this we are going to be talking about, let's see what we're going to be talking about. I got so many things bookmarked that I want to chat about. Ooh, Akashic Records. Akashic Records, you guys. So exciting. So come back and join me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, so that we can learn, discuss, and talk about Akashic Records and other amazing things from my witch encyclopedias. Bye-bye.